What's up everyone? Happy September. A lot of you guys are asking me to do like a what's in my outdoor bouldering bag video, and now that it's finally autumn-ish, I think that it's an appropriate time to do that. So that's what you're watching right now. Let's get into it. First thing is, what bag am I using? This is a camera bag from a brand called Brevity. I'm gonna be showing you a lot of products today, and this is not sponsored in any means. Actually, this is quite the opposite. This I found through like a targeted Instagram ad, and I like clicked the link, and then I just saw them everywhere, aggressively targeting me so much that I just like caved in and bought one. A spicy tip for you, if you are interested in any of these products that I am showing you today, maybe do like a little incognito window. I don't know if they can like steal your data that way, because I feel like once I click on something, I just like start seeing it everywhere. It's got fun like different compartments in it, and I always lose things in them. Doesn't help having more compartments, just more places to lose stuff. Next up is pretty obvious. I've got shoes and I've got chalk. Not much to say about those, except for the fact that some places I've heard don't really like it when you use chalk. I've never been to a place like this, but it's always good to research before you go. You'll notice that I also have a little brush in my chalk bag. This is crucial when you're going outside, because not only do you want to brush off any of your like excess chalk marks, chalk, etc., but sometimes there can be like debris and choss, and you want to like, you know, make sure that rock is squeaky clean. Just make sure that you're not like brushing it so aggressively that you're like brushing the rock off. I think that there's some places that don't want you to use like specific types of brushes that are like too abrasive, especially like on sandstone. Some places just really want you to brush off your tick marks. If you're gonna be like chalking up rocks that are like next to, you know, hiking trails, people don't want to see that. In like really popular bouldering areas, I don't see that abided so much. Abided? I don't really understand why, because it's so much fun to like brush rocks. If you're bouldering outside, then you're gonna need a crash pad. I have a pretty simple difold Metolius crash pad. The downside with having a smaller crash pad is your spotters are gonna need to like move it around if your fall zone changes during the climb. I'm gonna be showing you a lot of stuff today, and pro tip, if you don't wanna put them in your bag or carry them, you can like stuff them in your crash pad when it's folded up, and it looks kind of funny. It kind of looks like this. This is me plugging your Instagram, Martin. So if you've never even used tape indoors, you're probably gonna wanna bring it outside, because if you get a flapper or a skin injury, tape it up. You might be able to send a little bit more. This tape that I got was like a thicker boy, but then I like kind of tore it in half because I wanted thin boys. So that's why I bought the thick tape. If you get a skin injury and you're done climbing, or maybe you get like a skin injury somewhere that isn't your fingers, like me, like my clumsy ass, then it's a good idea to have band-aids with you as well. And then I also bring some Neosporin as well. Disinfect and protect. That's my very limited first aid kit for outdoors. I kind of have a little bit of anxiety thinking that it's like not enough. So if you have like first aid essentials when you're outside, please let me know in the comments below. You never know what's gonna happen, but water and snack. Oh my god, so important to bring water. More water than you think you'll need. If it's like 2019, you're still using like single-use plastic water bottles, why? When you could have a water bottle like this. This was a water bottle that was gifted to me by the fine folks over at Lark. This is not sponsored. It was a very generous gift in exchange for an honest review. The kicker is that it's actually self-disinfecting. It uses its little cap here to like blast the water with ultraviolet light. If you've ever like noticed your reusable bottles, they kind of get like that weird smell. It's because of the bacteria that's been like growing and festering in your water bottle. Gross, right? Ultraviolet light will kill off the bacteria that is starting to grow. I've had this for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I've been using it like every day. Smells really great, and the water tastes super fresh. This is me pressing the button. Right now it's just blasting my water with some fine UV light. So thank you, Lark, for that. There will be a link in the bio to just like check it out. Snack. I usually will have like something compact and not super messy. Something that I pretty much always bring, especially if the road leading up to the bouldering area is super long and windy is like these little ginger chews, because I get really motion sick. You can get these at Trader Joe's. The best part about these is that it's really chewy, so it gets like stuck in your teeth. A snack that keeps on giving. You're also going to want to bring a receptacle to like put all of your trash in. Sometimes I will have like plastic bags lying around the house, even though I'm like trying very hard to cut down on my like single-use plastic. So what I do is I just repurpose those plastic bags into small garbage bags. I bring them out to the crag with me in the case that someone was not chill and left some of their trash. You know, leave the crag better than how you found it. Okay, the next thing that you're gonna wanna bring is a plan. Really important, especially if you're going to a crag that does not have great cell service. It's really important if you're gonna be meeting up with people to have a concrete plan to meet at this location at this time. I've heard of many days wasted just because people were like trying to find each other and getting super lost. Also a good idea to download the area in Mountain Project if you don't have the guidebook. Obviously, I think it's better to have the guidebook, support the people who wrote it, and it's probably going to be in like greater detail. Always good to download everything on Mountain Project for the area, including like photos, anything that's gonna help you navigate. This is a fun little luxury item, and it's the Climb On Balm. I feel like a beauty YouTuber. This is just a lotion bar that comes in a little tin, and I don't use it all the time, but if my tips are feeling especially toasty after a long session outside, then it's just kind of like nice to rub your fingers in there. And I think it's multi-purpose too. Sometimes if I'm at high elevation, my hair is like really fine, so this is a little weird, but I'll just kind of like calm down the flyaways. Another luxury item for me would be a hand towel. I read a lot of Douglas Adams growing up, and so I know the importance of always bringing a towel. It doesn't take up too much space in your bag, and it's pretty useful for dusting off your shoes or your feet or, you know, anything. The possibilities are endless when you have a hand towel. Especially if you're new to going outside, I really recommend going with a friend, preferably someone who knows the area really well and who gives like good beta. I found that it's a really nice way of like cementing friendships that you start to cultivate in the gym. It's a nice way to spend a whole day with someone that you can see a potential friendship blossoming with, and it's always a good idea to have someone there to keep you safe, have your back. If I fall and I don't have a spotter, then I'm in for a bad time. The clothes, yeah. Clothes, something to keep you warm and also out of prison. I usually don't wear shorts because since I'm kind of clumsy, I just like scrape my whole up and it's like not cute. Despite what you've seen on this channel, I don't really climb outside in dresses. Wouldn't be my first choice. I do wear leggings sometimes, but it's not super cute when they snag on like really rough rock. Alternatively, you would buy like climbing pants. Honestly, like it's kind of expensive and I don't know, I haven't tried them on and seen like how flexible the like crotch area is. Obviously, if they're climbing pants, they have to like keep that in mind, but I don't know, I just don't trust. Instead, ho ho ho, what I found works really well for me is the Rec Trek pant from Outdoor Voices. Outdoor Voices is honestly my favorite clothing retailer in general. They do not sponsor me. I really wish that they would. I'm not great at describing material, so I'll just kind of like put it close to the camera so you can see. I have this in hunter green and I have it in white as well. I love these pants. They feel super durable as well as flexible. When I tried them on, I was just doing like the Pennywise dance, getting my like legs and my knees super high. They come in this type or this type. The white one I've worn outside to like Stony, which is super dusty, but the dust has like washed right off. If you want, anyone can have a referral code, okay. But if you want 20% off your first purchase from Outdoor Voices, then use the referral link in the description below. I'm sorry, I'm like in such a weird mood this morning. I feel like I'm just really giggly and happy. I'm happy because I'm like talking to you guys. You're my friends. In the winter, layers are so important. I bring these little like hand heat thingies. I don't know what they're called honestly, but this is what they look like. Hot hands. I think I got these from a store in Bishop. I just open them up. Once they're exposed to air, that's when, you know, the reaction starts and it starts to like, you know, exothermic and whatever. I put them in my pockets and in between climbs, I'll just kind of like warm my hands up. One thing that I don't have is approach shoes. I've worn anything between like Teva sandals, Vans, running shoes. Is it pronounced Teva? it's pronounced Teva. One thing that I did forget to mention, I like to bring these like Therabands because especially as someone who's a beginner who might be projecting deadass like a V1, there aren't a lot of like climbing warm-ups that I can do. I can't just like climb a V0 and have it be a warm-up. Therabands, a good way to like warm up my body so that I'm not like pumping myself out on my first climb. So those are pretty much all of the things that I bring when I'm outside. If you found that there was a pretty egregious omission from the things that I just showed you right now, let me know in the comments below and I'll probably be very embarrassed that I didn't include it. This is like kind of an outdoor themed video, so if you're interested in watching like more outdoor style videos, I do have a playlist of them that I'll link over here, as well as my most recent video over here, so you can like catch up on the latest and greatest. I really hope that everyone has like a really successful September, Rocktober, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.